Hello and welcome to the second episode of Biba Fever with Insurance Age, Post Magazine and sponsors LV. Behind me, the doors have just opened at the British Insurance Brokers Association's 2013 conference and the atmosphere has reached fever pitch. Delegates have come to hear Steve White in his inaugural speech as CEO. And what will Martin, shoot first, ask questions later, Wheatley, be telling them about his bullets? We'll also be at the LV stand to see brokers taking on the Cube. And finally, will we see Eric Galbraith, or is he really away sailing?
Hi, we're here at Biba and we've just heard from Steve White in his first opening address as CEO. Biba Fever has asked some brokers what their thoughts were on the speech.
I think Steve White did a brilliant job. He really engaged with the hall and engaged with the brokers, and the way that he said that he was going to mix up and do different segments for the market seemed like a really good step forward.
I think Steve's got a major challenge ahead of him this year. Again, there's so much going on with new regulation. Again, way the market is forming, and of course challenges from Europe. And I hope he rises to the challenge. A lot of work to be done here.
I was very interested coming into the conference to hear what he'd say for his first time. I'll be open. I perhaps was a little bit bemused with the decision to make him chief executive, but he's won me over. I think he's right about what I said. We need to be front and centre on the key issues. And they are a sounding block. They are only a messaging service, if you like, at best. And they've got to pull together the right resource within Biba and its members. And it really is Biba and its members to make sure that they've got the support to go through to the government, both locally and internationally, to make sure that we are being heard and the appropriate rules and guidance are going through so that we continue as an industry to be the best at what we do.
I think it was very good. He covered all the points that the board wanted him to cover, and I think he's given a clear message that we're not going to be an easy touch perhaps going forwards, that we are going to stick up for our corner and fight for the brokers, and that's what most of the small firms, it's come out from various surveys, do actually want Biba to do. It is to represent them.
He was clearly very excited by it, very positive. I think he's probably one of the first CEOs that's made those kind of forceful and those kind of commitments in public that I've seen from coming to Biba for many, many years. So, I'm pretty excited. I think he covered most of the issues that we're all concerned with as independent brokers. So I'm looking forward to what he achieves, really, and see if he can come up with his commitments.
So, have you both got Biba Fever?
Yes!
Yeah. And just as importantly, you're taking on the Cube, but who is going to win?
I think quite clearly it's going to be me.
She's wrong, it's going to be me.
Who is going to win?
Oh, us. LV.
Definitely. LV, definitely.
So Michael, congratulations. How does it feel to be the winner of the Cube Challenge?
Feels great to be the winner. Feels really good to be the winner.
And what do you think it was about your technique which caused your succse?
I don't know. It was just catch everything. Just be sort of cat-like, catch everything, and then just work out which ones are the blues and throw them in. So, yeah.
Biba Fever is here asking brokers what they made of Martin Wheatley's speech. Did he shoot first, or did he ask enough questions?
There's going to be all sorts of issues coming out of that. The all I see as a broker is that I'm going to have to do more work, explain to my clients in far greater detail than we've had to before, and evidencing it far greater than we've had to do before. It's a lot of effort coming through, and I hope that proportionality will come into play.
I thought his references to changing compliance, to changing the approach, particularly on personal lines, from compliance, tick box approach, much more to fairness and to proportionality, by which I think I took really meant the ability and the interest of the consumer to absorb what was being said. So, for example, a corporate professional client is expected to understand the product they're sold, and therefore the level of advice necessary from the introducer, from the broker, from the intermediary, is actually far less and somewhat different to the level of advice being given to a personal lines type consumer, a member of the public, who simply perhaps wants to buy his motor insurance or perhaps wants to buy his home insurance and doesn't want to go through a 2-hour pre-programmed interview. He simply wants to basically, let's face it, purchase the right product in the relatively shortest period of time possible.
I get concerned when someone is saying, when you're looking at an iTunes account and you tick a box and then kind of relates that, for most people, buying your house is the most expensive thing you're going to do. Owning a business is going to be the most expensive thing, is going to be your biggest asset. It's absolutely right that insurance brokers give professional advice, make people aware what average means. It's not difficult to explain. And okay, there are some people that aren't able to read as best as others. But in this age of internet, where it's easy to buy a household product through the internet, I'm sorry, but if you're giving clear documentation, it's the end consumer's responsibility to read it. And if they haven't, or if they do read it and they don't understand it but fail to make the call in, how can the broker be held responsible?
There was a lot of things that he said that did make a lot of sense. I still do worry a bit about he hasn't perhaps grasped what we do as brokers when he was talking about the claims not being paid and issues like that. I mean, that is one of the strengths of the brokers, that we do deal with people's claims and we are sympathetic and we do try and help them. And so I think there must be a lot less problems, people making claims when they go through a broker, than if they've gone direct or through an aggregator site.
I've never heard him speak before, and I thought he was a star. Absolutely, I think he's tough. I think he's really got it. Knows what the industry is looking for. It's good for him to acknowledge that the real problems with the banks and other non-proper insurance people, and I was very impressed.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Biba Fever. Stay tuned for the next episode tomorrow, including the thoughts of LV's John O'Rourke.